Today's lesson is a really important one. It's all about believing in yourself and getting the most out of you. So be ready to participate and to join in on the lesson today. To start our lesson, let's ask ourselves this question. Why is it important to have faith in and believe in yourself? So if you're with the group, you can turn and talk. If you're by yourself, you can just reflect. But before you go on in the video, think, why is it important to believe in yourself? So why is belief in yourself so important? Well, it's actually extremely crucial to the you that you want to become. Now, there are many, many other ideas out there, but here's 3 that we thought of. 1, ultimately, you control you. You're the only person that can control you. There are outside forces, there's friends, there's people we don't get along with, there's teachers, there's classes, there's things that happen to your family, but ultimately you can control you, and you're the only one that can control you. Secondly, outside forces create obstacles. Sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's people we don't get along with, sometimes it's the weather, sometimes it's a difficult class or a traumatic event that happens in our life. There are outside things that try and control us, but we can have the willpower to overcome those obstacles and choose our own destiny. And finally, avoid the noise. Really, this is a term that means your friends will tell you one thing, other people will tell you another thing. Your parents might tell you something else. Sometimes within your own brain, you have conflicting things like, do I do this or do I do that? But ultimately, you control you. And by making the right choices, you can make sure that your path is the one that leads you to success. For our next reflection, we're going to talk about when is it important to believe in yourself. So I want you to think about it for a couple minutes, whether you're with a group or by yourself, and I want you to reflect on when is it important? So think of some experiences, sometimes in your life or sometimes in your life that will happen in the future where it will be really important for you to believe in yourself. You can pause the video here for a few seconds, and then after you have some discussion time or reflection time, you'll be ready to move on to the next slide. I hope that during your reflection or your sharing, you were able to come up with a couple of these examples. But here's 5 that I thought of that it's really important for you to believe in yourself during these times. 1, on tests, projects, and assessments. All right, you do the work, you learn a lot of things, but at the end of the day, it's your performance on these things that are graded that ultimately lead to your grade. So you have to believe in yourself that you've put in the time, you've learned, you've practiced, and you're ready for that assessment. 2, during sporting events or performances, whether you're in a play, you're a musician, you're in the orchestra, the choir, or you're an athlete and you're playing a sport, there will come times where it's not practice anymore, and now it's a game, or it's a performance, or it's a recital. So at the end of the day, you have to feel confident in yourself that you've put in the time to do all the things you need to do. Learn the plays, learn your lines, learn the music, so that you're ready to perform when it's the time to shine. Also, number 3, when you're alone. There's probably no time where it's more important to believe in yourself than when you're alone. Whether you're at home, or you're out in nature, or you're practicing on a sporting field all by yourself. When you're alone, you're the only person you have to support yourself. So you have to believe in yourself in those moments where maybe things are difficult and you have to push through. Also, during emergencies, right? We don't want these to happen, but sometimes they do. And when there's an emergency, there's a medical emergency, there's a traumatic emergency, something happens to somebody, a friend or a family member or a pet, you have to be willing to believe in yourself in that moment that you're going to be able to do everything in your power to help that person and get them the help that they need. And if it's an emergency for you, keeping yourself under control so that either others can help you or you can help yourself. And finally, it's really hard, but when things aren't going well or the way you wanted them to go, you have to believe in yourself that even though things are negative right now, you're going to hopefully turn them into a positive. Now, even though today's lesson is all about belief in yourself, I also want you to reflect on the fact that it's important to feel that others have your back and that others believe in you, or that you support others. So whether it's your family, your friends, your classmates, your teachers, your teammates, we really want to support each other. And ultimately, you have to believe in yourself, but it is really, really wonderful to have the support of all these people around you. So the next time you're with your friends or your team or your teacher or your classmates, think, how can I support these people so that they can help believe in themselves? For our next reflection, I want you to think, as we talked about on the last slide, how does it feel to be supported? So I want you to reflect, turn and talk as a group, but I want you to pause the video here for a second and think about how does it feel to you to be supported? Now, there will be times in life where we feel nervous or anxious or that we're a little bit down on ourselves. So there's always going to be a few strategies that we're trying to convey during these lessons to help you through those times. So here are some strategies for when you feel nervous or not confident. 1, breathing is important. A lot of times when we are nervous or anxious, our breathing goes up. It gets more rapid, and that causes our blood pressure to rise. And it's all very scientific, but it actually can make you feel more nervous or more anxious. So taking time to deep breathe, to slow your breathing will help you with that anxiety or those nerves. Next, say something to yourself. Motivate yourself. Say, I got this, or I'm going to do fine, or, you've done the work, now you're ready to shine. So by positive self-talk, you can actually talk yourself out of being nervous or being anxious or not confident. It's all about believing in yourself. And finally, think positive. Instead of reflecting on, these are the bad things that can happen, think about the positives. Hey, I'm going to earn a 100 on this test, or I'm going to score a goal in the game, or we're going to win the game, or I'm going to get this musical piece perfect. I'm not going to make any mistakes. Thinking positively can actually lead to positive results. On the next slide, we're going to take time to watch a motivational video. So it's about a 3-minute video, and it's going to be about believing in yourself. So while you're watching this video, I want you to think, watch closely and be ready to share your thoughts about how it made you feel. Did it motivate you? So I want you to watch this video. It's not very long, and then we'll take time to reflect after it's over.
There are a few things you just can't learn from a textbook, that you have to live through, to see, to be fully entrenched in. Because here is a simple truth. This world is a tough place. Getting what you want, making the most of the time you have, requires that you put yourself in the position to succeed. It means you see a finish line before one exists. Look, no one's ever gonna call you and tell you how incredible your idea is. You can't build a business on potential or win a championship on promise. Results are binary. You either accomplish something or you simply did not. Right? That's it. That's what people see, the result. So that means every second, every step of the way from where you are right now until you cross the finish line depends on you and your thoughts. How you internalize failure, how you look at setbacks. When no one is around to pat you on the back or tell you how great you are, will you have enough self-belief to move forward? Because, my friends, that's the hardest part. That's what no one talks about. Having the courage to wake up every single day of your life and know that you are building towards something incredible. You are creating a masterpiece from the ground up. And that means that when you're looking in the mirror, you believe in what's staring back at you. You see the unseen and you are willing to bring it to life. That is the foundation that you build greatness on. And it's a daily pursuit, creating milestones, designing the small wins that keep you going, that keep you moving, that get you past all those times you so desperately want to turn around, but know that for you, it simply isn't an option. That is not your reality. You have more waiting for you. And so you press on, cloaked in confidence, you move into the unknown, seeking the day the rest of the world looks up and calls you lucky. They'll look at what you built and say how fortunate you are, but they won't comprehend the 20-hour days, the focus, the ridicule for being different or obsessive or nonconformist. They won't know that self-belief trumped all of that it was everything. The word great is separate for a reason. It implies a specific set of beliefs and values. It means you saw light when most people saw darkness. It means you said yes when most people said no. You moved forward when the rest of the world turned around. Believe in your greatness. See it. Live it. It is there, and you need to know that it's there, because it will make all the difference. Your self-belief will define you.
So now that you've watched the video, I'd like you to take some time to reflect, turn and talk to a friend, or talk as a group. So 1, how did the video make you feel? 2, do you feel inspired by that video? And 3, why do you have to believe in yourself? So what do we learn, and what can we take away from that inspirational video? We're going to end today's lesson with kind of a little bit of a pep talk from me. So I am 43 years old. I will share that with you all. So I've had a lot of life experience. Your parents have had a lot of life experience. Your teachers have had a lot of life experience. And even you, as a middle schooler, have had a lot of life experience. It all comes down to, at the end of the day, building off of those experiences and believing in yourself. Yes, there are going to be times that you're nervous. Yes, there are going to be times that you're anxious or that you don't feel in control. But those are the times where you have to use those strategies like self-talk, thinking positively, breathing deeply, that you can overcome the adversity that comes up in our life. Okay. Ultimately, as we talked about in the very beginning of the lesson, you control you. If you believe in yourself, that is the most important person that can believe in you. It's awesome to have family and teachers and friends and teammates that believe in you, and that is a huge part of life. But at the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, if you believe in you, you can be successful at anything you want to do. Have a great day.